the survivors who've come forward, and there's not a word for how devastating that is.
So Ariana Grande had a recent interview on Podcrushed, and if you notice the guy on the left there, one of the hosts, well, that's Penn Badgley, who's actually recently featured in Ariana Grande's...
We have today the one, the only Ariana Grande. You might know her most famously from starring alongside me in a music video.
From the Boy Is Mine video. I played the cat.
Yeah, she played the cat.
Thank you.
Might, I don't know if you remember that part.
But amidst all the quiet on set Nickelodeon drama, with a lot of these child actors coming out about their negative experiences on the show, the one and the only Ariana Grande finally weighs in on this situation, something a lot of people wanted to see.
What are your thoughts on child acting? Like, we've had different child actors on the show who feel differently. Some who are like, I would never let my kids, and others who are open to it as long as there's like certain conditions on set.
My relationship to it currently and has been changing, and I'm reprocessing a lot of what the experience was like. The environment needs to be made safer if kids are going to be acting.
I mean, also being a target of some weird shenanigans behind the scenes at Nickelodeon. There's this infamous clip of her on Victorious doing some very weird compromised comedy skits.
I'm thirsty. I think there should be therapists. I think there should be parents allowed to be wherever they want to be.
And you know, Ariana gets into the fact that she thinks child actors should have therapy during their whole experience on set, and I totally agree.
Not only on kids' sets, I think if anyone wants to do this or music or anything, the level of exposure that it means to be on TV or to do music with a major label or whatever, there should be in the contract something about therapy is mandatory twice a week.
To prevent uncomfortable and weird stuff like this to happen in the future.
I was actually talking to Max Martin about this the other day because he was always such an amazing person to talk to about the stressful parts of what I was experiencing.
And then Ariana just casually drops her relationship with Max Martin, one of the most legendary pop producers of all time.
He was just amazing. But a lot of people don't have the support that they need to get through performing at that level at such a young age, but also dealing with some of the things that the survivors who've come forward, and there's not a word for how devastating that is to hear about. The environment just needs to be made a lot safer all around. I'm still in real time processing my relationship to it.
So, you know, Ariana mentions the fact that, you know, as an adult, she's going to have a different perspective on how her time was on the show because, you know, as a kid, there's a lot of things you can't consent to. There's a lot of things you think are okay at the time. I totally understand how Ariana as an adult could look back and be like, let me refigure this out, you know, especially after all these victims coming out.
We had some very special memories, and we feel so privileged to have been able to create those roles and be a part of something that was so special for a lot of young kids. I think we're reprocessing our relationship to it a little bit now, if that makes sense.
I mean, you know, besides making soundtracks for films and being in Don't Look Up, a majority of Ariana's career was spent on Nickelodeon, on Sam and Cat, Victorious, spending lots of time with Dan Schneider. This is, I don't know, this is something. I don't know why you need to be hugging the young actresses on set. It's very weird. But yeah, now we've heard from Ariana herself, and sure, she doesn't get super into depth on it, and it sounds like she's kind of taking the politically correct way of explaining it. It's probably good for her, you know? Of course, news people like me want to hear her go, fuck Dan Schneider, like that would be the clip of the year, right? That's pretty much it, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you guys think about the story in the comments below, and you guys know the drill. Ta-ta for now.